Hello everyone. So let's start solving today's problem. Multiply two strings, and in this problem we have to simply multiply the two given strings which contains integers, right? And there's a note attached here which says the numbers can be negative, so we are not allowed to convert strings into integer. Even though they have said so, the string length could be 10 to the power 3. So you can imagine how long the integer would be. No data type in the integers long or anything can hold such length of numbers, right? So develop we have to come up with such algorithm which can multiply these two strings which contains integer and get the result. So for example, we have been given 0 0 3 3, and we have to multiply it with 2, right? So what do we do in multiplication? We have to follow the basic multiplication, right? Else there is no way we can solve this. So 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, and this 2 multiplied with 3 is 6 as well, and the rest is zeros, right? So we have to return the answer by skipping these zeros. We don't have to consider the initial zeros, okay? In the next test case, we have, so next one, we have like, 1 second, let me, 11 and 23. Okay, so first, what do? We simply multiply this 3 with 1, right? So it is 3, and then it is 3, right? Then we leave a space here. This is an elementary multiplication. So we leave a space here, then we again multiply this 2 with 11. So we have 2 and 2. And then we add both of these obtained results. Okay. So this 3 comes as final result, and then 5, and then 2. Okay. So as you can see, the 253 is our answer. So whatever we have been performing here, we will simply perform it in the code. Okay. So let me walk you through the code. So if any of the string is 0, then we simply return 0, right? Else we calculate the length of both of the string, and we take a answer vector in order to store the result. Okay. And we have to consider the edge case, right? So this is for the edge case. When any of one of the when any of the number is negative, append uh we simply add a negative sign in our answer. Okay. So that's why I've taken these two negative variables for two strings. All right. Now here's the logic. We traverse through the first first string, and then we traverse through the second string. That's what we were doing, right? First, this 3 gets multiplied with whole the first string, and then this 2 gets multiplied with the first string. Okay, so we'll be traversing in both of the strings. Now taken the, I have converted the very first characters of the string into digits so that I can multiply them. So s of I minus 0, my minus ASCII value of 0 would give you always the integer, right? So, for example, if you have this string 9, okay, and you subtract it from ASCII value of 0, you will simply get 9. So, this is a trick to convert these string integers into actual integers, okay? So, I have converted them into integers. Then I have stored the I plus j plus 1th position. So, for example, uh, where is the eraser? So Let me first erase it. All right. So we have answer of, suppose, let me write down 23. This is 0th index and this is first index. All right. And our answer vector would be of size sum of both of these strings. Okay. So we have the answer vector size as 2 plus 2, 4. Our answer vector, which will store the result, will have the size 4. So initially, our I is at 1 at 4. My bad. So our I is at, so it was like this. It was at 1th position, right? So answer of this one plus this one, because the first multiplication will start from the end, right? So that's why we are traversing from the last. So 3 will get multiplied to 1, and we will store the answer at the index of 1 plus 1 is 2, third index, right? So the result was 253, right? 53. So the reason we have took the answer vector size as n plus m, because we want to play at the safe side, right? We don't want the space, we don't want any shortage of space to store the result. So we will store it in the third index. All right. Then this plus equals simply denotes that we will be storing, since, for example, there might be a case when you want to we will have another result. For example, we had 33 plus 22, right? So you had to add these two integers, right? So that's why you have to again add in the answer in that place. Then what will you do? This is for the carry, calculating the carry, sorry, storing carry in the next place, because whenever you will have a carry, for example, you are adding 99 and 111, right? So whenever you have a carry, which means there comes 0, comes 1, again this. So you will store the carry, you will add the carry to the next preceding place, right? So that's why answer of I plus j. Then you will simply take the modulo. Since if it were 10, you were taking 10 modulo 10, which is you are storing 0 at this place, right? Not the 10. So that's why you are taking the modulo. Okay. So after this, you will be having the result in your answer vector, right? Now, what to do? We have initialized the I pointer 0 in order to now avoid. It's time to skip all the preceding zeros. All right. So whenever we get a 0 in the initial place, we simply skip it. Okay. I will use this I pointer afterwards. I will tell you its significance. Now I've taken a string result, which I will have to return. So if any of the negative variable which I had taken here is true, which means if any of the one string, either it can be the first one or it can be the second one, right? Because as you might know, minus multiplied by plus gives you negative result, and positive multiplied by negative result also gives you negative. So I have checked both of these conditions. If any of the condition is true, I will simply add a minus sign to my string answer. Now, until my I reaches the end of this vector, I will simply push all the elements and I will make sure to convert all the integers into string. So if you remember the trick, any digit, if it were 9 minus 0 would give you integer, right? Now, any integer, if you add with the ASCII value, you will get it in the string form. Okay, so that's why I have added ASCII value of 0 to it. Then I have incremented my, and in the end, I have returned the result. So I hope you understood the problem and you were able to solve from this walkthrough. Right? As you can see, it is working fine. All right, see you in the next one.